Okay, I want to get started because I am super excited about our guest speaker tonight. I am trying to bring on like one person a month that can share amazing wisdom with you guys because there are a lot of great ideas out there that I don't have. And even so, like, I'm even really excited about this. And we have Marion on the call tonight. If you don't know Marion, she is kind of like, up line in our team. She if you know Andrea Hansen, some of you guys have been around Andrea Hansen, have met Andrea Hansen. She is Andrea's coach, or like above her. But a little bit about Marion. She lives in Colorado and they just built a house out there and it's so gorgeous. And she has the cutest little golden retriever ever. And I love watching her because I'm a crazy dog person. But she's a 7-star coach. She actually has 3 CBCs. So she's 7-star, 2-star, and 1-star, which is just like incredible. She's a mom to a 9-year-old. And what I'm really excited about is she is a former school, words are hard today, psychologist. So she's really going to be bringing in some interesting stuff about like belief and how belief plays into our coaching business, which I know I've had a lot of conversations with you ladies and you say like belief is one of the things holding you back. A little more street cred for her, if you don't believe in her amazingness already, is that her team's finished in the top 25 and then also in the top 75 for 4 years. And she's really done it because her favorite part about coaching is like this team aspect and how we rise together. And so I am so excited you guys are here. And if you're joining the recording, that's awesome too, since some of you guys had plans, but I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to let her take it away.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here, you guys. Thank you for jumping on live on a Sunday night. And hi to everyone watching the recording. I'm going to share my screen and just dive in. And before I do that, I just want to say 2 things. Number 1, I love the chat on Zoom. It just makes it more fun. I guess we're all here live. So if you guys have questions or if something kind of hits you and you're like, hot damn, like I needed to hear that. Just put it in the little chat and let's just join the conversation together tonight. And let me share my screen. Okay. Now I got to find the right screen. Can you see, Brianna, okay. And then do this. I don't know how many times I've done Zoom and it's still like, okay, is that good? Okay. So tonight, I just kind of thought for tonight's talk, I'm going to be I don't want to say truth bombs, but I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys and share, like I've been a coach now for 8.5 years, and I want to share what I wish I knew when I first started coaching. Okay. I can look back. So this is a picture of me early on in my coaching business with my son, who's now 9 years old, but Cooper. But I was a school psychologist at the time. I was working more like very full time. It sounds bad, but I say I had an hour commute each way, and makes me laugh whenever I say that because it makes it sound like, uphill in the snow, but really it was a long commute. And I was at this point in my life when I was very alone. I was in a very unhealthy marriage at the time, and I was very lost, and I didn't know how I could work and take care of my child and take care of the house and, lose the baby weight, whatever. All together, I couldn't handle all those balls up in the air. So Beachbody came into my life by a total fluke. Honestly, oops. All right. So, but I found Beachbody. My brother actually is the one who's like, I'm busier than you are and I can work out at home. I'm like, okay, well, I'll try this. So I did, and it changed my entire life. And it's funny, personal development is what changed my life, which is hilarious because I just spent a small fortune and 5 years of graduate school to get my psychology graduate degree. But in graduate school, I don't know how many of you work in education or have, you go to college, you go to graduate school, and a lot of times they just kind of tell you what to think. They don't necessarily tell you how to think. And I remember I listened to Tony Robbins on YouTube videos. Like I'd pull up YouTube and I'm like, okay, I heard of this Tony Robbins guy. I'll do this personal development. And he completely flipped my mind script upside down. I don't know if any of you like Tony Robbins, but he's incredible. And now I am an NLP master practitioner myself because that's what he specializes in. And it's totally changed how I view everything. So I'm going to start off though, before I dive into what I wish I knew, I'm going to start off with what I knew early on with coaching, because I do believe that a certain level of being naive is really, really good in coaching, because I'm going to be honest with you with a lot of this, but there's things that we need to unlearn that is handed down to us from a well-meaning coach like me on the National Wake Up Call, or corporate says a lot of things, but a lot of it's not really a one size fits all type of thing, right? So this is starting with what I knew back then. I knew back then I saw other coaches' success, and I knew it meant, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. Like I had that from day one. I don't remember who it was. I think it was like maybe Melanie Mitro or someone that had horrible social media and had typos everywhere, which I cannot stand typos. If you see a typo, which I probably have a typo on this page, oh my gosh. I was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Like I just felt that to my core really, really early on. And I really want to encourage you to look at coaches out there that I'm not talking about the top coaches that you see, which we're going to talk about later here. I'm just talking about, there are thousands of coaches that have very high levels of success, whether it's financial or just joy, that are really creating like I want to say a big difference in the lives of a lot of people and their own life. And you never hear about them because they're just quietly doing their own thing. I also knew that coaching is not rocket science, right? This is not complicated. We like to overcomplicate it. I think that's really something that when I see PDFs and like flow charts, I'm like, what is this? This doesn't need to be complicated. So really think of it like coaching is a very, very simple, straightforward, people first process. This is my team at Summit this is my favorite picture of us, but coaches, this is really key. I knew that coaches that are perfectly happy just being a part of the team are valuable. Like I have coaches that never went emerald, but they show up to team calls, they comment on people's posts. They are like cheerleader rock stars, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. Like I from an early spot, I didn't see rank as being the end all be all. Everyone matters. Culture is everything on your team. So we all have those challengers too, right? That even though they maybe don't make the most progress, they're like mini you coaches in your groups, right? That cheer everyone on. They're amazing. Number 4, if it doesn't feel right to me, I don't do it. I felt very strong early on. I will say the follow unfollow. I hired an assistant at one point in my business, and she started doing follow unfollow I didn't know that that's what she was doing to grow my account. And I literally am still dealing with the aftermath of that, even though it only lasted for like a week. It's awful. Don't do that. But I've never done the mass DM inviting, the cold, like, hey, I see you're a human. Do you want to be in my challenge group? I've never done that. And just because it works for someone on the National Wake Up Call doesn't mean that it's right for you. I feel like there's this epidemic for coaches to get shiny object syndrome. And I don't know if you guys agree, but where we're in the middle of doing something and we're excited about it. And then you hear someone talking about this special free group 5-day no sugar thing. And you're like, oh, I should do that too. And you add it to your plate, even though it doesn't make sense for you. So I just put down here, like, service over self-promotion always. When you give more and you show up with like this abundant mindset, people, they respond to that. So I'm just going to check the chatty poo here. You love Tony Robbins. Yay. Yes, and I think the shiny object syndrome, I'm glad that you're relating to that, because that's human, right? And if what we're doing doesn't feel like it's working, then we're told that success leaves clues, right? But again, that's kind of blanket advice. We have to take it with a grain of salt, right? So I'll get into more of that here. This is something I've always really believed in. I have never pushed a coach to a rank or success club. I truly believe this. I think every coach with ambition, like, has that inner drive, that inner fire, ambition, they will have their own aha moment. And that has to come from within them, because that's the only way it's going to stick. I can't think of, I have several, like quite a few star diamonds on my team. And I don't think many of them have dropped their star diamonds, which is rare, because they're the ones who chose to go that far. They're the ones who had that inner fire that they're like, okay, I'm doing this for me. I know I can do it. And they had a click moment, like a little click, and it had to come from within them. It's kind of like when someone decides they want to stop smoking, right? You could have everyone tell that person to stop smoking or else, but they have to reach that decision by themselves. Otherwise it won't stick. So I will always encourage my coaches, if they say they truly want to be a diamond coach or a success club legend, I will be like, okay, girl, you got this. How can I help? But I'm behind them. I'm not in front of them. I'm not going to pull anyone. And my guess is you guys probably agree with that. And I like to give examples. So this is Lilius. She goes by Lil, but she was my first coach, you guys. She joined as a discount coach, and I had her on the phone because she was the very first coach to join my team. And she was very blunt. And she's like, I don't want to build a business. I just want the discount. And I said, okay, that's cool. And then she joined, and I added her to the team page. It was just her and me. And then I started adding other people. And then she went Emerald, and she's like, oh, I think I went Emerald. And then she sat at Emerald for 8 months. And then she decided, okay, I'm going to go Diamond now. And she had that click moment and went Diamond 2.5 weeks later. Right. And then now she's a 4-star and 6-figure earner and whatever. But it's just an example of, it has to come from within you, just like it has to come within each of your coaches that have that ambition. Yeah, I love that. I'm looking at the chat. The idea that coach is perfectly happy to be part of the team is really, yes. That's the beauty of what we do as coaches, is we have a community and everybody has a role. And that's okay. So this part here, I just wanted to quickly, let's talk about mindset. I'm going to put my psychologist hat on real quick. The majority of people in this world, especially, I will also say online entrepreneurs, view things that this do, have, be, that in order for them to have what they want, they need to do all the things, right? It's kind of why you see people get burnt out, or they're hustling all the time. They're hard workers, but they don't have what they want. Okay. also the majority of people think they need to have something in order to do something, in order to be something. So an example here is when people tell you like, I need to have the time to join your group. I don't have time to work out right now. Well, Brenda, you're not going to get more time next week or next month. What's going to change? Or when people say, I don't have the money. No, you're choosing not to spend the money on yourself. You'd rather go get your tattoo or whatever it is, Red Lobster, I don't know. But people think they need to have time, money. When I get my website up, when I get my email funnel up, when I have a better camera, whatever it is, they think they need to have all these things in order to do. I need to have 5,000 Instagram followers in order to do promote my challenge group, and then I can be a 5-star coach. And it doesn't work that way. Like, we need to flip the script completely. And it is, you need to be the person who is a 5-star coach, like at their core. Like, if you want to be an elite coach, like what are their characteristics? How do they show up? What kind of thoughts do they have? How do they approach their business? What kind of energy do they bring? And then when they do things, what does that look like? So the doing is only as good as the being doing the doing. And I know that's very meta, right? But I'm going to give you an example. Okay. This is something I do business mindset coaching. And this is something I do with my clients. Here is a picture of overwhelmed Olivia, right? She's so busy struggling to keep up with everything on her plate. And she's doing all the things herself and spending hours coming up with social media content, only to wonder if she's wasting her time because it's always crickets. And so she starts to question if she's even cut out for growing a business, because getting even one client feels like climbing Mount Everest. She's exhausted and drained just thinking about her business. And then we have Aligned Allie. She's got a clear vision for her business, and she knows exactly who she is talking to and attracting in her social media. She feels hope and energy when she thinks about her business, and her email inbox is overflowing with applications to join her group and her team. Like, she is so confident in her abilities to help others that it's contagious. Like, her clients say that just 10 minutes with her completely changes their entire week. All right, so here's the question, and if you guys can put it in the chat. If you were to jump on a 10-minute call with both overwhelmed Olivia and aligned Allie, do you think you could tell who was who? I got one yes. Definitely. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Especially because you're women, right? I'm guessing your answer was heck yes. We are incredibly aware of other people's energy. You are. Nonverbal far outweighs verbal. We always worry that we're saying the wrong thing to people. It doesn't matter what you say. Like, it matters how you say it, and your energy and your posture and your vibration, which I know sounds woo-woo, but it's true. You can have a quiet confidence and people will sense it. Like, you can have major self-doubt issues and people will sense it, whether you think they will or not. It comes through. And if you have imposter syndrome and you question, even on a very small level, like your ability to even do what you're doing, people will sense it. But if the good news is, if you're excited and you love what you do and you want to help people and you want to grow and you want to like just exude confidence and abundance, people will sense it. So again, I just said this earlier, but the doing is only as good as the being doing the doing. So this is just a little side note that if you're feeling stuck or maybe there's an energy block somewhere, don't start with doing more. In fact, I'm going to encourage you to do less. You need to create some white space. Okay. So slow down a little bit and do a mindset gut check and see, where are you getting in your own way? What's the script in your head saying? Are you telling yourself, like, are you being a bully to yourself and saying things like, I can't do this, or no one's going to join me? Is fear driving your bus? And if so, write those things down. I wish this would probably be a whole nother team call, but write those things down. And then just, this is so important, you guys, take a moment and write down healthy, positive, reverse thoughts. And like, when you say, like, I don't have time to do this, reverse thought, I make time for the things that are important to me. Like, reverse it. And those are the things you want to say to yourself. Okay, I'm just going to check the chat. Yes, it doesn't matter what you say. People worry, like, people get so excited when I would share scripts of email scripts and like examples of DM conversations. And I probably said the dumbest stuff half the time, but it was only because I knew that I could help someone. I'm like, it's a no-brainer. Why aren't you're going to join me? So let's go. People want that confidence and they have to borrow it from you. Okay, so now let's dive into what I wish I knew back then. All right, I wish I knew rank and rankings aren't directly correlated with income. Now, this might sound confusing. There is a correlation, but it's not a direct correlation. Okay, you're going to make more as a 2-star or a 5-star diamond than you would as an emerald. Okay, like, bottom line. But you guys, I can tell you that the people that make the most income are not necessarily, they're not 15-star diamonds. Not all of them. A lot of them, they specialize in going 2-star, 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 because as I'll talk about later, volume is everything. And that, to me, early on, if I would have known that, would have been like, oh, like, that's good to know. You know, here I was like gunning for 10-star or something. And instead, I really should have slowed down and built my team in a very different way. So that's just something to keep in your back pocket. And this is really the main thing here, is identify what motivates and excites you. Like, there's no wrong answer here, but ask yourself, is it income or is it recognition? And you can, now you guys might have questions about this, so please ask in the chat, but you, for the most part, you want to kind of build differently for income than you would recognition. You can do both. It's just going to be a little slower to grow, but you can do it. It's just, you really want to know what your motivation here is. Do you guys, and you don't have to say what your motivation is in the chat, but can you say yes or no? Like, do you know, like, if you are, do you know what you're motivated by? And sometimes when I do this, yeah, if you know your anagram, that's really, yes, definitely. Okay. Because I'm going to actually talk about some income stuff here in a hot minute. Because I love talking about the business income side of this conversation. Okay, good, you guys. Thank you for contributing to the chatty poo. Okay. And so this is important for those of you that are motivated by income. This applies more to you. Success Club is not worth losing sleep over, you guys. It's not. I went live on Champions page to talk about Success Club like 5 years ago, because I was averaging like Success Club 40 and 50 and kind of crazy numbers, because I was always like under the impression that you hit good Success Club numbers and it equates to more income. And that's not necessarily, that's not true. If you are motivated by recognition, which again is awesome, that's totally great. Then you probably have things like elite or premier on your goal list. And then Success Club does matter, right? You can hit Success Club by accident just by showing up a certain way. Like, I think nowadays I hit it by accident, not on purpose, just because I sell a lot of nutritionals and HD, like things on HD. So just something to keep in mind. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Fun fact, my highest income month was the month I missed Success Club for the first time in 18 months. And it probably felt like a weight had been lifted off your shoulders when you did miss, huh? I don't know. I felt like the first time I missed it, I mean, it was like, I was 6 years in, never missed Success Club, and I missed it 1 month. Yeah, it realigns you. It's a little gut check. No one dies on our table, right? But I just wanted, this last sentence here is important, you guys. I love corporate, like I love my corporate contacts, whatever, but their job is to take care of corporate. Like that's basic business 101. And they're incentivized to create incentives for us that benefit them, not necessarily us. So they don't reward, like they don't want a lot of newer coaches knowing about volume, really. So Success Club is somewhat of a little shiny object, but again, if you're motivated by the recognition, then go dominate it and you do it, and it's definitely not going to hurt your business at all. So I just wanted to post this though, for those of you who have a high achieving kind of mind and you value like these as a minimum rank, to really just take a deep breath and put things in perspective. It's okay. I'd rather you enjoy coaching, honestly, and have it bring joy to your life and give joy to your clients than stress about something like that. Number 4, volume is king, which means nutritionals are king, you guys. I think my income, I don't know, maybe even doubled when I started taking this approach with my team. And that is a nutritional forward focus. So here are just the volume amounts for a lot of the items that are on HD, right? Or just nutritionals. Do you guys, I will tell you, I'm curious, what is your number one seller? Like, what do you guys sell the most of? I will say Energize is the easiest thing. I think the majority of my clients are like caffeine crackheads. Like they just love Energize. They'll have like 3 shipments a month to their house. They also love the chocolate Recover. So this one here in the upper right-hand corner, this bundle is the number one bundle that I sell. I'm going to check out the chat and see. Energize. Yes. Okay. Awesome. You are incentivized by the free stuff. That's so funny. I give it all to Cooper. I'm like, what is this bobblehead? Okay. But just for comparison, Body is 8 PV a month. Like this is important stuff to know, but they don't talk about it. So it's important for you to know, but it's also important for your team to know, because my priority was always having my coaches, they were motivated by income for the most part, they are. And so I want them to have their teams cycling in the cycle bonus. And so they're making more, and it's kind of like everyone wins, right? You make more by just selling the same number of things. So, okay, TV is what your team cycle bonus is comprised of, right? TV, and I'm going to share snapshots of my income here in just a second, just so I can show you guys. I think it's important to be transparent about this stuff, because if you want to have a business, you have to treat it like a business. So if you look here, this is BOD. Okay. You get 15 TV for a quarter membership of BOD. That's not that much, right? You need 20 in order just to have a cycle. Sell 20 of them. But here's the thing. So 15 times 4, that means that you're getting 60 TV in 1 year from if you sell the quarterly BOD subscription. 60. So almost double the annual. So I don't normally sell annual BOD memberships. I do a lot of things a la carte. Okay, because it's better volume. Sometimes it might cost a little more, but my people they don't care. They want to only buy what they want. So anyway, so that's almost double the volume if you sell the quarterly BOD, but still you're not even coming close to touching the volume on one bag of Shakeology. So here's the example. $32 commission for Shakeology or the performance line, right? And 90 TV. So not only are you getting the commission, you're also getting the volume. Plus you get the other $32 the next month when it ships and the next month when it ships. So bottom line here on the bottom here, you see 1 year of Shakeology, right? Or the performance line bundle is $384 of commission versus if you just specialize in selling BOD, that's $39 one time. So I just share this because I think it matters. And people that say that they're motivated by income, there's a smarter way to approach your business here. So let's talk income. And I know that it's kind of a topic that a lot of people are not comfortable with, and I totally get it. I put here, according to Forbes, more people would rather talk about sex, infidelities, and even STDs, which is crazy. Who are these people? Before they talk about debt or money issues. Like there's this notion that talking about money is crass or rude, but hey, guess what, ladies? This does not apply to a lot of men. Men don't have the same hiccups when it comes to talking about income. So why are we allowing ourselves to get in our head when we're talking business? This is a business call you're on right now. You invest in your business with time and money. You do taxes. So let's talk about, I'm just looking at the chat real quick. So basic question, but is TV what I would get in my volume if a coach of mine sold the things? Yeah, so if your coach, that's a great question, Jessica. If your coach sold Shakeology, then that's 90 volume on your leg, on that leg. So if you have a team of people that are selling Nutritionals, then that's a lot more volume on your legs. This is also a big reason why you want to go 2-star, because if income is important to you, because once you go 2-star, you get to open up a second business center. And then you place that business center strategically. I run everything through my third business center, which is way down the bottom. So everything cycles up. And it's like I earn commission on myself 3 times over. So, okay, I want to normalize talking about money because this is a business. It's data, right? Money it only carries emotion if we give it emotion. It's an exchange of energy, and it's abundant out there. This gift we have to build an online business, like the opportunities are endless. So let's talk. This is very old. Look at this. 2019 is the last update I have here, but I wanted to kind of share the progression here because I started off, I don't know how many of you work in education, but like you take a lot of your work home. It's a full-time job. And then, like I said, I had my little baby, and I worked about 6 to 8 hours a day on the business. And that's what this is probably, gosh, I think I'd been a coach for 3 months or something, but I was manic about it. Like I was like, I need to grow this because I was not happy in my position at work. So the next year I was able to retire and come home and take care of Cooper full time while I worked my business. But then you can see here where in 2016, I had some personal stuff. I went through a divorce, which ended up being the best thing. And I became a single mom, and I moved from, at the time I was in Nevada, and I moved back home to Oregon. I'm a Northwest girl. So it was a lot. And thank God I had you can sometimes take your foot off the gas in this business. And if you have a team that is there for you, like it's okay. I don't think I worked for 2 months and my income did not change, which was amazing. And then look at this, July 2017, I really struggled with my self-worth. I fell into this kind of, I don't know, this weird mental space where I started doubting my ability to grow this business, I started looking at other coaches and thinking, well, they dance. I can't dance. And they have like really good editing skills. I mean, you guys see my Canva here. I don't have good editing skills to make fancy, or my present, like tech stuff is not my forte. So I started like pushing myself down, and it showed up in my income because all of a sudden I was being a Debbie Downer and just kind of low energy. It was awful. But personal development, I went to Tony Robbins conference. Come help me, Tony. And everything changed. And so the next year I had to work on myself before I could work on my business. And I started coming back with passion again. And then obviously this is 3.5 years ago. So things have definitely moved on from this, but I just show this because you're going to have a roller coaster in coaching because it's so personally tied to you. And we all go through ups and downs in our personal lives, right? And sometimes it's hard to keep those separate, but this is an income snap. I just want to show you. So retail commission, when I first started off, was the biggest number in my income, right? And then team bonus, I think I cycled twice. I don't know. I got $28. And that's like, this was great. I was stoked about this, but it was me working really, really, really hard to get my train just moving 2 feet. And then you can see the date here at the top. This is 2018. So God, 4 years ago, whatever. But I just show this to tell you guys, like network marketing is really, if you're income motivated, it's really about building a team culture. You don't have to have a big team. I don't have a huge team. I have a team of really awesome, happy, like helper people. I have a lot of, I think that teachers and people in education and people in the medical field, like nurses and doctors, they like coaching because they want to help people. And so I have a team of a lot of those personalities. And and you can see here at the bottom, it shows the benefit of having a second. I had my brother's CBC because I was doing the single mom life. And so was my brother. And then in my second CBC, doing 200 a week. So you can create multiple streams of income within your own downline. Do you guys have any questions about this? Like, I'm an open book. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll look at that. Oh, I'm glad, Victoria, that it's motivating to see the income potential. I mean, honestly, there is a part of me, it's like, I know what some of my other coach friends make, and but you know what? I'm grateful and I'm happy about this. And you don't have to compare. I like to show what's possible for anyone. And, yeah, I hope this motivates you. So, okay. Number 5, we're almost getting there. Number 5 is, I wish I had known the value of helping my new coaches reach and hold Emerald early on. I feel like, I don't know when it started, but I started getting too dialed in on Diamond. And don't get me wrong, Diamond is amazing. Like I always say, 2-star Diamond is really where you can begin to create some serious income each week, right? That's when you get your second CBC, but Emerald is incredible. Like, I go back to when I first got my, I went Emerald. I was so proud of myself. And I don't know if they still send it. Do they still send the certificate in the mail? Oh, they do. Oh, I was like, of all my rank advancements, that one might be the most special because, well, heck, I worked in education. You didn't get recognition for a lot of things. And I was a school psychologist. Like, no one wanted to see me ever. So when I got that little certificate in the mail, I was just like, this is amazing. But if I could go back in time, I would make Emerald the number 1 focus for my team, because the goal, again, is to have, for me, it's income, is to have an army of Emeralds. Because when you have people that are cycling and earning even just a little income each week, they're more likely to stay and to be happy and to hold their rank. So, and the more times they cycle, it helps you. Okay. So here's just me being honest. I'm a big believer in The One Thing. Have any of you guys read that book? It's called The One Thing. Or if you've ever read Marketing Made Simple or Story Brand, then you know the saying, when you confuse, you lose, right? And that's very true with coaching. So I think I wish I would have known this, that I can focus on one thing in particular. So I would say about 3 years ago, maybe 3, I decided to become a specialist. And I decided to only focus on 2B mindset and nutritionals. The volume for 2B mindset is very high, just for even the basic program. And because I was over here on the left, I was overwhelmed. Like, I'm sorry. I still do all the workouts. I still do everything else, but I just couldn't. I felt like I was just throwing everything up against a wall, and no one really knew how I could help them. There was too much. So I decided 2B mindset helped me lose weight. I had, we did some IVF treatments a few years back, and I went through a miscarriage and I had to lose all this weight after that. And I did 2B mindset, and I literally feel like I got my life back from it. I loved it. So I focused on 2B mindset. And to this day, I'm still one of the top 10 2B mindset sellers in the company, which is weird to me because I'm like, well, you guys, honestly, you could probably be in the top 10 too if you just focus on 2B mindset. I'm being honest. And I don't care that it's included now with all the packages. I don't care. I sell it a la carte because I take the psychologist approach. If you didn't buy it and you didn't choose it and invest in it, you're not even going to use it. You're not going to spend the time. I had a call with corporate and told them, like, this is what you're doing is dumb. Like, you're giving away Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B mindset for free in all these packages. It's like giving away, hey, you're going to buy this Kia and we're going to give you 2 Mercedes as a bonus. Like, what are you doing? But my point here is I went all in on one thing, and people came to me in droves because nutrition is something people struggle with a lot, like a lot. So I am not saying like I made its own slide to be clear. I'm not saying you can't successfully marry our fitness products with our nutrition products. You absolutely can. And a lot of you do it. Like I did it for the majority of my career. You can do that in a very good way. But what I am saying is this, and this is just something to think about. What is your ideal client avatar's number one pain point or point of frustration? And when I say ideal client avatar, I've never been a believer in the whole, my ideal client avatar is, her name is Becky. She lives in California and has 2.5 kids and her favorite color is purple. Like I'm not into that. I'm into, do you talk to moms? Is that who you talk to? Do you talk to career, like women who work full time? Do you talk to college students? Like who is your ideal client avatar? And what is their pain point? What do they struggle with? And what frustrates them about this problem? Right? Are they so busy that they don't know what to do to eat healthy on the go? Like they have to pack their lunch to work each day and they don't know what to do if they want to lose weight. Like, where do I pack? What language do they use to describe their problem and their frustration? Do they say things like yo-yo? Or I feel like I will never lose this weight. Like there are sayings, there's sentences and phrases that if you listen, that they will say, and you want to write them down, okay? And this, because that can become part of your personal brand, where you use psychology messaging and you think about your one solution, or if you're doing multiple, whatever, but that's part of your marketing. That's part of your language that you talk to people. So I'm just saying, like, think about what their problem is, what language they use, and how you can use that in your marketing. I am too busy as my keywords because it's what I hid behind for years. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Okay. I wish I would have known that the top coaches are not really the top coaches. Like, you know how you see like the top 10 or the top 50? Well, when I think of top, I honestly think of like, well, who is generating the most income? Like who has the largest teams? And well, those are not the top coaches. And I only share this, you guys, because I want to dispel this myth that you need to be an Instagram influencer, or you need to be 15-star to be a very serious income generator or have a great sized team. You don't need to do those things. The people that are most successful, you have never heard of them. There are a lot of men, honestly. And the reason a lot of the men are there, and a lot of women too, but you've never heard of them, it's because they're not into necessarily the recognition. They want to just build for income and they're happy doing it behind the scenes. I just want you to know that it's, again, you don't need to have 50,000 followers on Instagram in order to make this work. I think one of them, I mean, when she spoke at leadership one year, and I'm like, I've never heard of her. And I was looking and she had maybe 1,500 followers on Instagram. She's like, oh, I barely log in. And she has, I mean, mind-blowing success, but it's because she does things her way in a unique way. So I just share that because I just want to make sure you know it doesn't have to be the influencer way, okay? Speaking of influencer, I think this might be the last one, is please put your blinders on. Like watching what top coaches do is not helpful mentally or otherwise. Instead, I encourage my team to take inspiration from influencers or thought leaders in other fields that you're interested in. Like maybe you follow someone who does really great carousel posts that add value, or they, you always learn something from them, or they're funny, or they, maybe if you're a teacher, they make like the teacher jokes now and then, you're like, oh my gosh, only teachers understand this. This is hilarious. Like it's take those kind of things away from other people in unrelated fields and add that to your voice, and you do you. Okay. Oh, good. Did we follow coaches in my upline? Yes. Yes. And if you guys, if you go to my Instagram, you're going to be like, she hasn't even posted in 2 weeks or something, because I'm taking a little break right now because I want to. But here, and this is also why boundaries are important. Like decide yours and own them. Put your phone down. And if you pick up your phone, like make sure it's business, it's work. You're not scrolling. And I just feel like it's also important to know what you're going to share on your social media, what's off limits and what's not, and what kind of message you want to share. Every morning, don't ask yourself, what should I talk about today? What should I share? No, ask yourself, what does my ideal client avatar, what does she need to hear today? What does she like need to be reminded of? Or what would make her day today? Like, and then write that. That's going to end on this. Successful coaches. I mean, I put success in like quotes because again, we all define our own success. So, and only you can decide that. There's no wrong answer, but no one is that special or unique or different that's you see on stage at Summit at all. The only difference is they simply don't give up when it's hard, and we all have the hard times. And I love this analogy of sailing. I grew up sailing, and every now and then you're going to need to adjust your sails a little bit. That's business. That's life, right? But keep going in the general direction of your goals and what you want to create and how you want to feel and how you want to show up each day. Remember, be, do, have. Oh, going this way, and let's see. Yeah, this is the questions for you is what do you want? So decide that. I think I actually, oh, this is it. Know this, last thing I wanted to share is everything you need to be successful is already within you. And I knew this from day one when I first signed up to become a coach. I don't know how or why. I mean, I think I was just naive again, but be naive and know that you can be, everything you need is right there. You don't need a better filter or the right script or anything really. You already have what it takes. So I think I'm going to stop the share and end right there.
That was so good. I have so many, like I couldn't even keep up with my notes, pages and pages of notes. And I hope all of you guys took stuff from that. I think the number one thing to remember is like, right? Like people need you as you are. Like people who Angie and I talk about this all the time, right? Because Angie and I will talk to the same human beings. I kid you not. Angie and I will talk to the exact same people. And some people will sign up with me. Some people will sign up with her because they need our different personalities. So what other people have, it doesn't matter what they have because people need you and you specifically. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to that you can unmute and ask or drop in the chat or anything like that while we have Marion here? I see Maya's phone and I'm like, I forgot to take a picture while we were doing all this. I'm so sorry. That's what I'm doing.
That's what I was doing. Sorry. I promise I was paying attention.
You are totally fine. Just tag me so I can reshare it. I always forget to do that. And so I think one thing is I really like you touched on so many broad points, but the volume thing, because I think we get, and just figuring out like what is it for you guys that you're motivated by, right? Like I said, I was always motivated by Success Club, and when I didn't hit it in October, like I had to realize like I had to be okay with that. And now I've learned like if I do the thing, Success Club will come, but I'm more focused on like the other things, because at the end of the day, like a lot of my Success Club prizes are hidden somewhere that I don't even know. I guess I'm using my desk thing, but otherwise I couldn't even, oh, I've got this on, but otherwise I couldn't tell you where a lot of my stuff ended up. So going for what you need and knowing that rank is I would say, Marion, correct me if I'm wrong, like rank is a tool to help you achieve it, but it's not the end all be all, I guess.
Yeah, I think that if you're motivated by rank, then definitely put your sights on 2-star and then decide what makes sense for you when you get there.
A good question Mackenzie asked is, how do you get people to want to try nutritionals? I'll give a little bit, I guess my advice from my perspective is when people see you talking about the benefits, more so than like, this is my shake, when they hear what it can do for them, and how like the problem solution base of like, even right, Angie and I were talking, she has a customer who isn't seeing results, but she's not really using nutrition and she's not really drinking Shakeology. Well, that's what it's meant to. So if Marion, you want to chime in on that.
I was going to say, in my challenge group, if you can get if you can be like, cheers, who other energized today? I will have so many people being like, I can't live without Energize. And like, well, we need to talk. But I mean, like people will, if they're drinking it, they will say something. If you can get people in your challenge groups to share it or somehow talk about it, that is the best thing. I mean, I think everyone in my current like fitness group, it's like peer pressure. Like, well, what do you love about it? Oh, I need this. So.
Yeah, and even asking for client testimonies, like one thing I've been trying to do is ask specific questions to like my challengers who get Shakeology every single month. Like I will check in with them and be like, hey, you just got your 12th bag of Shakeology. That's so amazing. You just hit a 365er. Like, what have you seen as a difference? And then I screenshot it and I'm starting a thing in my stories or whatever you call it, bookmarks. I don't know what they're called. Highlights. That's it, of client testimonies, because I think as people start to see like, oh, she's not just preaching it, like I have a lot of people who do Arbonne, it works, all that. And like, they can preach it to me all they want, but the second other people, like that third party validation of like, that's true what she's saying, people start to believe it a little more. And that's why, for example, like if you use bod groups, there's the like share your Shakeology and your supplements, like that's for a very specific purpose, right? Like the positive peer pressure of like, oh my gosh, I see everyone logging their Shakeology. I need to get Shakeology and log it too.
I've also done in my challenge group where I'll get the Energize, because again, Energize is the top one, big time. I get these to the packets and I will ask in my challenge group, like, all right, who are the Energize holdouts here? And I will send all of them, except if they say they have a caffeine sensitivity, which, I mean, God bless them. But I will send everyone else a packet in the mail and just ask what they think of it. But usually that converts too, but because they're just afraid to try it.
Any other questions? I think it also comes with time. Like when I first started, I think I was really gun shy about telling people about nutritionals. And I was really gun shy about having people do packages and stuff like that. Like if someone's like, well, I just want the workouts. Like I was very clear about like that they needed to try a supplement to see if they liked it, because, and it's taken time, I guess, for people to, I guess, trust me with my supplements because they see it so often now and stuff like that.
Well, do you guys, can I ask a question? Do you guys do like an application, or do people fill out any kind of like Google form to give you information when they're talking to you?
Not really. Like most of I think all of us can say most of it's just in the DMs.
Okay. I was gonna say, just if you ask questions like, how's your energy? Or if motivation, if they struggle with motivation, then you're like, you might want to try this. I don't know. Are you open to giving it a shot? And then,
Yeah, and I have some, so when I was at NLC, I was blown away by this. But speaking of the volume thing and the energy, the two coaches that I've been paired with, like Deanne and Steph, you guys have seen, they said they add Energize to every single pack they send out. Like if they send a Shakeology pack, they add Energize and they say, you know, I added my favorite energy supplement. It is the best thing on the planet. And they say 99% of their people check out with it. And so that was something interesting to me because I'm like, I could not fathom just like adding something to someone's cart, but they said they added it and they're like, you can take it off if you want, but this is like my favorite product hands down. And they said that most people keep it because if you're like, obviously if they've built that trust and if you're telling them like, this is my hands down favorite product, just give it a shot. Said 99% of the time people get it and then like it. So I thought that was an interesting take on it too. But any other questions? Okay. Awesome. Sounds good. Well, Marion, thank you for hopping on with us.
Yeah.
I hope you all got something out of that. And if you didn't, you can go back and watch the recording and write all your notes because I wrote 3 pages that I can send you if you want. But perfect.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks everyone for hopping on. We will see you guys later. Enjoy off of work if you have it tomorrow or snow days upcoming, possibly. Bye.